Speaking of 80s music, went to go see Michael last night. Of course, it opens wide today. They had some advanced fan screenings last night that Ann and I went to. Now, look, for those of you who watch my show, you know I've been very excited for this movie. Number one, because I'm a big fan of, like, Michael Jackson's not my all-time favorite artist, but I grew up on his music. I'm a big fan of his music, and I love Antoine Fuqua as a director. And so I've been really stoked about this film. Now, I got a little bit concerned when the early reviews came out, and I think it was, Jonathan, you can look at where it's at now, but last I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, Michael, I think, was sitting at a 34%.
38 now.
It's at 38. It's gone up.
It was 147. And
it made me kind of adjust my expectations a little bit. Still, nonetheless, went off to go see Michael last night. And I put out my quick out of the theater reaction, which is up and online now. And I will say this. Overall, you know, if coming out of theater, if you're asking me, did you enjoy it or did you not enjoy it? My overall thing is I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. But it should have been better. Michael Jackson deserved a better movie than this. Let me break it down here. There's a bunch of music in it. Obviously, it's Michael Jackson. When the movie is the musical numbers, the movie hums. I mean, it really hums. A, B, C, talking about 1, 2, 3, the whole thing. Like, and the funny thing is, when some of the more, not for every song, but for some of the more iconic ones in the movie, a quick look around the theater, people were moving. Like my wife, Ann, I looked over at Ann, and when they were doing the Thriller thing, like even Ann was. So like, you can't help it. Like even I myself, I'm sitting there when they're doing Beat It. I'm like you just can't help but be swept up in it. The filmmaking of the musical scenes was quite good. It had that energy. And I would say as a project, not a movie, as a project designed to celebrate the music of Michael Jackson, it works. If you're just going in there to get the greatest hits and get the energy of it and see it in some dramatic context and stuff like that, it works. And so that's the best part of the movie. Also, Coleman Domingo.
When is he not great?
As I think it's Joseph. Is that his name? Joseph Jackson. Unbelievable. A little one note. Like, I like my characters, my good guy characters, my bad guy characters, to have a little bit of depth to them. And Joseph Jackson is just portrayed as a son of a bitch right from frame one to the end of the movie. Like never even a moment where he has a glimmer of humanity in him. Like he's just a jackass asshole the entire film, which I didn't know the man. Maybe it was, but there've been very few human beings that have been like that. I would have liked for them to have given the character a little bit more dimension. But Coleman Domingo's portrayal of him was intimidating. Like really, really intimidating. You know, Steven Spielberg has really grown fond of working with Coleman Domingo lately. And this movie will show you why. I mean, he's incredible. Let me talk for a second about Jafar Jackson. Michael Jackson's nephew, Jafar, who played his uncle in the movie, was fantastic. Now, I will differ with a lot of people who are saying Jafar Jackson's going to be a superstar. I don't know that. What I do know was that he imitated his uncle really well in the movie, right? Like, but I'm not ready to say that somebody who looks like his uncle and sounds like his uncle and does a great impersonation of his uncle, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a superstar actor. Put him in Othello. Can he still do that? I don't know. I'm not saying he won't. I'm just simply saying this performance doesn't tell me that he's going to be a big superstar. But I will say in this movie, he's great. You almost have to pinch yourself at times to remind yourself that you're not actually looking at Michael Jackson or listening to Michael Jackson or seeing Michael Jackson. He was incredible, like doing that. Whether or not he can do any real acting outside of that, I don't know. I'm not saying he can. I'm not saying he can't. But in this film, holy crap, he's good. He's really good. One of the odd things in the movie was even when the whole family is together and they're sitting around the breakfast table and they're on their outings, no Janet. There's only one daughter. If all you knew about the Jackson family was this movie, you would think there was one daughter.
She's just at a friend's house.
Yeah, the whole movie. Janet's always at a friend's house.
She's founding the Rhythm Nation.
I saw LaToya made a comment in the press just saying Janet respectfully declined to allow herself to be portrayed in the movie. So there's no Janet, which is a little bit odd. But that's fine because none of the siblings ever have anything to do. I don't think any one sibling had any more than one line in the movie. Like they were just really window dressing to the film. They were background. That being said, the musical numbers kicked. Again, the thriller sequence, big highlight for me. The Beat It sequence, big highlight for me. The problem is, and listen, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. The rest of the movie is very weak. Not garbage, just weak. It's very, very thin. The rest of the movie, when it's not the musical numbers, it doesn't feel like a narrative flow. It just feels like this happens, then this happens, then this happens. Here's this one incident, and we're only going to touch on it slightly. Then this incident, and we're only going to touch on it slightly. We're not going to get into any of the meat of it. Then this incident, and we're only going to touch on it. Like, it never flowed as a film. When you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, forget Queen. That movie flows and works as a motion picture. It works. It's perfect storytelling. The through lines, the connective tissue, everything just works and flows great. That's what I mean when I say I think Michael Jackson deserved more care in the making of a biopic. I just think they could have made a better movie. They made a great project that celebrates the music of Michael Jackson. I think they let Michael Jackson down a little bit by the quality of the movie as a movie, though. I wish it could have been better. Now, the positives for me outweigh the negatives. So I still had a good time. And lest anybody, I've seen this excuse be thrown around. Well, yeah, maybe it was thin just because you got to remember it's a part one. Does not matter. If you're doing a movie in part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, every movie needs to be able to stand on its own. A New Hope was a great movie. Two Towers is a great movie. They don't make weak-ass movies to go, don't worry about it. We still got Return of the King coming. No, you make every movie a good standalone movie using good filmmaking fundamentals. And I'm going to be honest with you, it did not feel like an Antoine Fuqua movie to me. Because Antoine Fuqua is just an absolute Kaiser when it comes to detail and when it comes to depth and stuff like that. And this didn't feel like that to me. Now, you do have to keep in mind, and I do keep in mind, that this was a movie that they had to butcher because at the last second they realized that the Michael Jackson estate forgot, oopsie, you're not allowed to make this entire third of the movie. And they had to go back and scrap it and scramble. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, overall, enjoyable film as a Michael Jackson fan. I just think Michael Jackson deserved better and have an actual really good movie made out of it, not just a great prolonged music video. So that was my impression of it. Would I recommend it? If you are somebody like me who likes the music of Michael Jackson, yes, because those moments are fantastic. I think some of my favorites might have been the Jackson 5 stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, like when they were younger. By the way, everybody's given Jafar Jackson his flowers, and they're deserved. But the kid who plays young Michael, I don't know his name, he was fantastic as well. Like really, really great. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Hims. I know a lot of us have weight loss goals, but actually hitting them, that's the hard part. Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill at its lowest price ever and the Wegovy pen. And when combined with diet and exercise, Wegovy can help you lose up to 20% or more of your body weight by helping regulate your appetite so you eat less. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication gets delivered straight to your door, no insurance needed. Plus, you get 24/7 access to your care team and in-app support like meal plans, recipes, fitness videos, and more. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Campea to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Campea. hims.com/Campea. Based on advertised cash price for a 30-day supply of medication only. Membership required, fee not included, and billed separately. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information and restrictions, visit hims.com. So, yeah, it's a tale of two sides of the coin. The musical aspect, fantastic, which you could argue is the most important part. The biography part, I've seen much better. So I kind of wish they could have put the two things together and given us something on the level of Bohemian Rhapsody or Walk the Line or Rocket Man, all of which I think are better musical biographies than Michael. But anyway, Rob, I know you haven't had a chance to see the movie yet. I know you're anxious to see it.
Yeah, I am. I mean, just because I grew up with Michael Jackson, before he had even put out Off the Wall or Thriller as a kid, like you brought up 1, 2, 3, ABC, and the Jackson 5 was a staple of my childhood. I'm curious, do they delve into, obviously he was an arrested adolescent building Neverland Ranch and Bubbles the Chimp and all that stuff. Do they get into his eccentricities and like where they came from? And
well, yeah, there's a scene in the movie where he gets Bubbles.
Okay.
And if this movie had come out in 2014, I would have thought that's pretty good CGI on that monkey. There's a little off-putting here, but it was fine. It was fine. But again, that's a great segue into the discussion about the fact that this didn't feel like the story had any flow. It was just like there was a scene about one thing going on, and then hard cut to the Jackson estate, which I think they used the Playboy Mansion as the Jackson house. Anyway, hard cut to this scene out of nowhere where a truck pulls up and a guy gets out of the truck and Michael had Bubbles delivered to him, like completely out of nowhere. And then there's a couple of scenes with Bubbles in it, but it was never for any purpose. Like if you took all the stuff with Bubbles out of the movie, it wouldn't affect anything else in the film. So that's just a great example of how they didn't make anything mean anything. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
like I would have the juxtaposing the fact that he never really had a childhood led to so many, childlike
and he
interests.
into his childlike interests. So you see him as a kid reading Peter Pan. As a kid, he's reading the story of Peter Pan, right? And they reveal early that animals are his friends. He doesn't consider them as pets. He considers them his friends. And so they always portray him as a little bit weird. My one other criticism, and I say this as a fan of Michael Jackson, and we saw some of the other reviewers say this, Michael, the character, flawless. Absolutely flawless. We don't need to have one scene where Michael goes around to visit sick kids in hospitals. We need 4 scenes of Michael going and visiting sick kids in hospitals. And everything he ever says or does is the absolute right thing to say and do. There's no, other than the fact that it does cover a little bit that he feels a little self-conscious about his appearance and he goes and gets a nose job. Other than that one little bit of self-doubt, morally, everything about him is absolute perfection. And again, very one-dimensional character, much like Joseph was very one-dimensional, just on polar opposites.
Do they show like the recording session of We Are the World?
No.
Yeah,
I think that happened after. Did that not happen after Thriller?
No, that was before he recorded Bad.
It was before. Okay, so no.
Before
Actually,
Bad,
listen,
yeah, but not Thriller.
They do say it goes up to when he does Bad, right?
Yeah.
But only for a moment. So after the Thriller album, literally the final thing of the movie is him on stage performing Bad.
Right.
And then that's it. That's the end of the film.
Because one of the things about the reason I ask that is you can see clips where he didn't necessarily like the way Huey Lewis was singing. And you can see the expression on his face if you're watching the footage of the actual recording of We Are the World. And I was curious if they got into any of his perfectionism, like I know when he's working with Quincy Jones. I mean, I guess I'll see it. But I want to know who, okay, the performance numbers are great, but who is he? Does it give us any more insight than we already have into what kind of a person he was? Like, was he mercurial when he was working? Was he a total perfectionist? Did it cause people around him to stress out because of how many takes of a song you would want to do? Does it get into any of the
a little bit? Yeah, I think it's fair to say a little bit of that. Like when you like he's very like the whole idea about his separation from the Jackson 5 was him really wanting to explore his creativity. He wanted to create. And, you know, there's this great scene that he has with his mother as a child that kind of becomes the foundational thing for how you view Michael throughout the rest of the film. And his mom says to him, "You have a light." And this is in one of the trailers, one of the early trailers. She says to him, "You have a light, let it shine. Let everybody see it." And so from there on, it's kind of constructed in a way that for the rest of Michael's life, it's about him wanting to show his light to the rest of the world. Thinly, but it's there.
Yeah,
it's there. Again,
it's interesting because there's an online clip I watched when they were on the Carol Burnett show, the Jackson 5, and they're all introducing themselves. I'm the cutest Jackson. I'm the this, and when they get to Michael, he's clearly the way he says his little bit. He's way above his brothers. Like in real life, you can see that.
Oh, and he was right from the beginning.
Yeah, right. And you could see that. I would just wondered if they got into that, like his brothers feeling resentful.
Nope. Like I said, all the rest of his brothers and his siblings, I think a few of them don't have any lines in the movie, and a couple of them have like one line in the movie. And then there's a scene where LaToya and Michael are sitting in his room talking about something for a minute, but that's it. Like they really have no role to play other than the fact that they're there. You know, there's a scene where Michael comes back from a store, and I guess the whole family is still all living together. And he gets back from the store and he's like, "Hey guys," and all the brothers are playing basketball, and they're like, "Hey Michael," and like they do let it be shown that all the brothers have affection for each other, right? Like the family loves each other, right? But again, considering how big of a piece the Jackson 5 plays in who Michael is, you would think there'd be something of it, but really the brothers are not touched on at all.
Like even as he gets older, did he have relationships with his brothers?
Never shown any of them.
See that did they have? Was he did they talk? Did Michael ever express, "I'm having a hard time with this" to his brother? That to me seems odd.
You know, it was, and it's something that you could have used to give more depth to and made the movie feel larger, right? Because really there's only a handful of characters that have anything more than one line of dialogue in the movie.
I think that's a problem.
I mean, they spent a lot of time on his bodyguard, which is good because I think the character of his bodyguard was really good in it. I just think they could have pared some of that away and gone into like his relationship with Tito or his relationship with LaToya or his relationship with any of his siblings at all, considering how big of a piece the Jackson 5 are and the motivation of his father to keep trying to bring Michael back into the Jackson 5. But again, I'm focusing on the negative right now.
Yeah.
There was a lot of this movie where I was like kind of dancing in my seat a little bit, right? That I cannot underestimate or undersell how good those parts of the movie were. And like I said, if you are a fan of Michael Jackson's music, I think you will have a good time watching it. I just, again, as a film guy, as a movie guy, I just wish they had made a better movie around it to go with it. But that's just me. Guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to see Michael at the early fan screenings last night? If not, are you planning to go this weekend? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.